For the month of January, we have, as a community, been exploring the First Noble Truth. In its traditional language, there is suffering. In its reimagined language, there is discomfort and there's comfort. And why I've added the duality to this exploration is because for me, suffering comes from an attachment of one or the other. Even when I'm experiencing something positive, it can be a source of suffering for me. Because that's the way my mind works. I get attached to it. I cling to it. My favorite example of this was the first time I ever went to Maui. And I was on this beach, and you know, it's Maui. It was amazing. This was back in the early 90s. And oh, golly, it was so fantastic. And I remember sitting on the beach and I kind of burst into tears. And Doc, my husband, was like, "Oh my God, what happened?" And I'm like, "We're going to have to leave. We're going to have to leave." And he's like, "Yeah, in 8 days. What are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, look at that. Look at me sabotaging my good time because I'm attached to something." So the positives of life can also be sources of discomfort and suffering. So we've been exploring duality, and we've also been exploring and bringing forward, initiating this concept called non-duality. And non-duality is not the dismissing of the dual extremes. That's not it at all. It's not like the negative over here, the positive over here are non-existent when we have a non-dual mind. The non-dual mind says the negative exists, the positive exists, and everything in between exists. And when I bring all of it together, something new comes forward. Something whole comes forward. And yesterday in community, we heard from a couple of Sangha members that shared very tenderly about having experienced something quite negative in their lives. Something I think we've all experienced. I certainly have, as then over time revealing all of the positive things. Things that the negative experiences that strip our attachments, strip our confusions, and sort of wake us up to, oh wow, the whole world suffers. The whole world goes through loss, attachment, confusion, aggression, greed. And just like me, I can feel into that, understand it, and maybe even heal it. So that's what we get to do when we're energized with the awareness of the bothness of life. That's non-duality. And so what we're going to do today is explore that in a quiet meditation. So we're just going to have a little bit of Metta today, loving kindness meditation, as a way of bringing forward our capacity for awareness, our capacity to extend compassion and joy. And next month in February, we're going to explore the conditions, the second noble truth. There are causes and conditions to suffering. There are causes and conditions to the experiences of duality that we all have as human beings. And the more we understand these causes and conditions, the more we experience harmony, clarity, peace. So with that, friends, I invite you to put the body in a noble posture today. And I'd like if it's available to you, to encourage you to take a posture in the body that is somewhat active, which means that we're not going to lie down today. If you need to lie down, however, please listen to your body. If you're driving, of course, pull over or turn down the volume. Just have this be in the gentle background. Eyes on the road, please. But come sit in a posture if you can. Come sit in a chair or on a cushion or at the edge of your couch. And if you're sitting on a couch, the couch itself is not a particularly great place to resource action in the body. So I would encourage you to sit back in the couch, but add an additional pillow for your back. And if it's available to you, you could even sit on the very edge of the couch or the chair so that your back is nice and straight. Your spine is nice and tall. And we're going to activate Sada. Sada is heart-led. We're going to activate the heart today in our Metta practice. And we're going to weave in a couple of things to think about in our practice today. Find a comfortable place for your feet. If you're sitting in a chair, they can be firmly planted on the ground. Mine are not. I'm sitting in an office chair that has little legs on it that swirl, and my feet are resting on them, sort of tucked behind. So my knees are not at a 90 degree. That doesn't always feel comfortable for me. My hands are resting on my lap, and I have my hand in a traditional position. My left hand is up with the palm facing up. My right hand is resting in my left hand, and my thumbs are touching. This is a hand mudra that encourages openness and integration. And my thumbs are resting at my navel. And I'll let you know that sometimes my thumbs hold this posture very nicely, but sometimes my thumbs kind of fold on each other and they land like this, one on top of another. And just, there's nothing that needs to be held with any kind of rigidity or tightness. And if you are rigid or tight in your body, please smile at that awareness and invite that part of your body to relax. In the Hindu tradition, the original tradition of the Buddha, he would have known about energies in the body. He would have known about the chakra system. There are 3 physical chakra systems, energies in the body: the root, the sacral chakra, and the solar plexus. This is the core of your body all the way down to the tips of your toes. And so bring your awareness and a gentle inward gaze to that part of the body. There is heat in the core of the body. There is passion and creativity, life force in the sacral part of the body. There is also elimination in the sacred and root part of the body. There is grounding, anchoring, connecting to the cosmos and earth source in the root of the body. Take some breaths with me and just get in touch with the physical energies of you embodied. And notice any tightness, any discomfort. And with a friendly awareness, breathe and see if you can invite a little bit of calm and relaxation. Friends, I'd like you to, and invite you to turn your gaze to the three spiritual energetic centers in the body. They are the throat, the third eye, and the crown. The throat chakra is such a curious one because my tendency is to think of the throat as sort of only the Adam's apple. And I think of only my neck as the throat. But the throat chakra has a very beautiful image. It isn't just your neck, friends. First of all, if you can think of your neck rather than just this little cylinder here, but more like a collar that sweeps down just a little bit onto your shoulders and the collarbones, all the way around. Think of it a little bit like a Victorian collar, all around. And even in the back, you can touch your neck, even if you want to get in touch with that. But your neck and your throat chakra also includes all the way up in the back of the ears, the jaw and mouth, the tongue, the teeth, the ears. We're going to leave the sinus cavity in the eyes to the third eye. So this kind of mask, this mandible that moves your mouth and forms these words, but it's also that part of you that can listen and get curious about what it is you're hearing. The third eye is that sense. It's an internal insight sense, but it also is highly informed by the olfactory system, by what you see and what you imagine. And this third eye is also what's going on in the back of your head too. Have you ever heard the idea of having eyes in the back of your head that speak intuitively to your gut, and you get that gut feeling? That is a similar intuition manifesting energetically in a different part of the body. We have suffered deeply. I have suffered deeply when I have poo-pooed or ignored my own insight. The crown chakra is at the top of the head, and it's often depicted as a lotus flower. And when the crown is closed, it's this wonderful little bud at the top of the head. And then when the crown opens, you have this budding, this floral, multiple layers of petals opening up to receive energy from the cosmos. This is the connection to the divine, whatever that is for you. So from the base of our feet, connecting to the divinity of the earth from which we all come, connecting to the cosmic divinity from which we all come. We are one embodied channel. And it coalesces, meets, mixes these lower physical energies and these upper spiritual energies. They meet at the level of the heart. And so we engage sada, we lift the heart, we lead with the heart. We are so much more than we've imagined. We are intimately, lovingly, soulfully connected to the earth, to the cosmos, to our ancestors, to all of life, to one another. Roll your shoulders back, friends. Open up this chest, the collarbones, the tops of your shoulders. This is all the heart. We often carry the weight of the world on the heart. You can tip over and shake it off a little bit if you want to. Shake the burden of the world off your shoulders and allow them to rest back. Lift the heart. And your arms and your hands, these appendages, they are your heart's extensions. You can broaden the reach of your heart by opening your arms, stretching your arms out. No one's watching. Go ahead and do this. And see how it feels. As you lift the heart, your back will arch a little bit. You'll feel your shoulder blades come. So you'll feel that energetically in the back body. This is your heart. This is your limitless capacity to give and receive loving kindness, compassion, joy, equanimity. And when everything is aligned, you can bring your hands back together. When everything is aligned, we hold it all, the good, the bad, the neutral, everything. At the level of the heart, we experience equanimity, what Thich Nhat Hanh called freedom. This reflection of the body is in service to offering oneself loving kindness simply by paying attention. Offering oneself, offering myself attention. And this attention is a reminder that while I am a work in progress, I am not the disaster piece. I have often told stories about myself. I have been so unskillful in my life. I harbor regret. I have experienced enormous confusion, insecurity, doubt. And at the same time, right beside all of that, I am soulfully, truthfully connected to something beyond my imagination, to something infinitely divine, something masterful, a masterpiece, and I'm a part of it, exactly as I am, unconditionally. And I feel great confidence in extending that awareness to you because we are connected. And if it is true for me, it is true for you. And the truth is, it's so much more. We are to awaken to this connection. We are to awaken to this wholeness, not with any kind of urgency, not with any kind of militant task or checklist, but with friendly wonder, calm awe, and pristine presence. Breathing in this present moment. Breathing out its miracle and me as part of it. Breathing in this present moment. Breathing out its miracle and me as part of it. Breathing in the miracle of the moment. Breathing out the miracle of me. Friends, you can take that very simple mantra all day long. Breathe that in when you come into awareness of a single breath, a simple single inhalation and exhalation. Breathing in the miracle of this moment. Breathing out the miracle of me, and you can extend it to others. The miracle of the moment, the miracle of you, whomever. And see what that does for you. See what that does for the heart. See what that does for the mind and the stories. Just notice. And notice if you can't or you don't want to extend that. And rather than judge yourself for it, just notice with a friendly neutrality. Oh, look at that. I'm not ready to extend that to this individual. There are individuals in the world that I struggle to extend this sentiment toward. They reveal the limits to my compassion, and therefore they are great teachers for me. And I don't like that lesson. It makes me really uncomfortable. And there it is, the first noble truth. So I know I have more practice to do. And for that, I feel grateful and I return to the miracle of the moment. See how this works? I'd like to end our practice today with our hands together at the level of the heart. Breathing in the miracle of this moment. Breathing out the miracle of us. Thank you, friends. Take a moment, come back to the body, come back to the heart. the place, the merging place of spirit and our physical being. I think maybe you've all heard the saying that I'm a human being having a spiritual experience, and I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. Both are true, and the truth is that those experiences merge at the level of the heart. Today, 77 years ago today, was the assassination of Mahatma Gandhi. And I bring his name forward because Gandhi created a practice of what we know as civil disobedience. He called it Satyagraha. Satyagraha. And it's spelled exactly like it sounds. Satyagraha. And it's a word that he created, and it means, in his words, truth force. And it is the spiritual foundation of civil disobedience. And I share this with you as an invitation to kind of challenge the narrative of the day, the narrative that we're navigating outside of us, but also the narratives that we tell ourselves within, to be able to stand before all of this story, all of this perspective, with a truth force, with a soul force, to be able to say, wait a minute, that may be true, and it's not the whole truth. Or maybe we can stand before it and go, would you look at that? Look at that story I've just created in my mind. I don't know where it comes from. I don't know why it's here. It doesn't really matter. How is it serving me? And how may it be limiting me from serving others? To serve others is nothing more than to be a version of ourselves that we aspire to, a version of ourselves that puts less harm and darkness in the world. There's enough of it already. Satyagraha, to resist with civility, with intelligence, with courage, with wonder. And this resistance includes what's happening in our own minds and hearts. We are here, embodied as magnificence, and we are here to live that magnificence out loud. Friends, thank you for bringing your beautiful practice here today. Thank you for bringing your brightness to this practice. Even if it feels sad and grieving, a little depressed and worried, the awareness that you have of it brings a brightness, a shine that inspires this space and keeps us all moving forward toward the light of love, goodness, and life. See you next time, friends. Namaste.